Alright, guys. Lads. Alright, guys. There's an interesting concept here. It's what's called future money, okay, versus money today. So I'll give you an example. Okay? If you imagine for argument's sake, 8%, okay? If you imagine that money in the future, money is worth more in the future, okay? So if I have €500 right now, okay? And what we say is, how much would this money be worth in 3 years' time? And we insert it into this formula here. It goes F equals P, 1 plus I to the power of T. There you go, okay? Shh, no bother. €500 equals, what's it, 1.08, because it's 8%. Just for the sake of this question, it's 8%. Is that okay? You're not selling out yet? We're all good. 3 years. Would you agree it's obviously going to be worth more money by the end of the 3 years? That makes perfect sense, doesn't it? Now, what doesn't make sense, what makes a bit more sense as well is if that's roughly €629.86. Now, imagine I owe Charlie money. Charlie, I owe you €629.86, but I owe you it in 3 years' time. I can make a deal with Charlie. The deal is that instead of giving you €629.86 in 3 years' time, I could just give you 500 quid now. This is known as present value. It means if Charlie invested his €500, it'd be worth €629.86 in 3 years' time anyway. Okay? Now, present value is basically you're looking for your you're rearranging your equation and you're isolating P. So P would be your final value divided by 1 plus I to the power of T. Is that alright with you guys? So money would be worth more in the future is worth less today. Is that alright? Now, here's what we're going to do now, okay? Next thing. €500, 3 years in the future. Everybody happy with that? €500, once again at 8% for 3 years in the future. How much is that worth today? Anybody tell me? Just lob that into the calculator. 500 divided by 1.08 to the power of 3, and it would be worth €396.92. So does everybody get that? If I was to owe Brian €500 in 3 years' time, that's the same as owing him €396.92 right now. Is that okay? What about 2 years' time? What happens if I said I was to owe Brian €500 in 2 years' time? How much money could I pay him off today with? So go back to your calculator and go, okay Brian, I owe you 500 quid in 2 years' time, but I could give you this much money today and that's worth the same amount. I could give you €428.67. What's the general gist? The further it is in the future, the less money I'd have to pay you today. Owing Brian €500 in 3 years' time is owing him a lot less money than €500 in 10 years' time. Is that okay with you guys? Now, if you read the following question really carefully, you'll see this come to life. Okay? Show that the present value of an investment, annuity involved depositing €3,000 per year in an account for 6 years can be written as a geometric sequence given the interest rate is 1.08 per annum. Okay. Now, 1.08 per annum. An account for 6 years can be written as the interest rate assuming payments made at the start of each year. Calculate its present value. Okay. Present value of annuity. Account for 6 years. Okay, how much is it worth today? Fair enough. All right. So, imagine you're here at January 1st. What's it, year 2? We always get this mixed up. It's 1 year, 2 years, every time. 3 years, 4 years. Oh my God. I've missed one, haven't I? No, I haven't. 5 years.
You missed 3 to 4.
I did miss one, didn't I? 3 to 4. Lads, can you be quiet, please? Takes a lot of concentration. Don't mind you guys teaching if you really want to. It's all good. All right. Year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4, year 5. No matter how many times I learned this, I have to do it every time. It's so bad. 6. Is everybody cool with that? So January 1st, year 2000. We happy enough with that? Okay. And when does your investment end? Anybody? When is the end of the 6th year? December of what? December 2006, is it? So that's 1, 2, second year complete, third year complete, fourth year. It's the end of the year. So December 2021st, 2006. You cool with that? Right? So here's what I think of it. January 1st, 2000 is the start of your investment. December 31st, 2006 is the end of your investment. Is that okay? I just chose those years because it just makes it easy to picture in my head. Next thing, if I ask you present day value, right? You've just after investing €3,000. How much is it worth right now? Still €3,000. You cool with that? Next year, on January 1st, 2001, you invest another €3,000. Is that worth more or less today? Present day is January 2000. Is it worth more or less than €3,000? Less. And I'll tell you why it's worth less. You could invest a smaller amount of money for 1 year that would be worth €3,000 in a year's time. Do you get what I'm saying? So, if you really want me to spell it out, €3,000 divided by 1.08, €2,778 right now is worth €3,000 in a year's time. Is that okay? Now, what's the next one after that? 3,000 over what? 1.08 to the power of 2. Dot, 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 dot. What's the last one going to be? Is it? Term 1, term 2, term 3. It's always one less than the year. T3 means year 3, doesn't it? And you notice the power is always lagging by 1. So what would be year 6? Exactly. 3,000 over 1.08 to the power of 5. We cool with that? Okay. Now, once again, this is a geometric sequence. Okay? How many terms are in the geometric sequence?
6.
There's 6 terms. Okay? So we're going Sn equals A by 1 minus r to the power of n all over 1 minus r. Is that alright with you guys? Now, what we want is the present day value of all the investment put together. How many investments did you make? You invested €3,000 how many times? You invested €3,000 6 times. But what's the problem? That's €18,000 invested after 6 years. All that money would be worth more or less today? Less. You must get an answer below 18,000. Do you got that? Has to be an answer below 18,000. So you are looking for what is its present value right now. Is that okay with you guys? So €18,000 invested gradually over time each year for 6 years is worth how much right now? Alright, what's your A value of your sequence? What's T1?
3,000.
Okay, what's your R value? What happens every time? You end up dividing by another 1.0. 8. So it's 1 over 1.08. How many terms in the sequence? 6. All divided by what? 1 minus what? 1.08 to the power of? Oh, sorry, no power. Lob all down to the calculator, lads, really quickly. And what do you get? I'm hoping we get 14,978.13. That's what I'm hoping for. So will you practice putting that into the calculator now? Try not to be lazy. We're going to have to do another one of these, even though this is the only question of this type in this book. Yes? Yeah. $14,798.13. We all okay with that? Alright. That is its present value. And as predicted, it was below 18,000 euro. Is that okay? Now, what is its future value? Its future value is the question we've been doing all along. What type of question have we been doing all along, lads? Now, is it per month or per year? Per year. Grand. Okay? So, it's 3,000 times 1.08. That's January 2000, yeah? And then the next one. Oh, sorry, I'm wrong. January 2000 is to the power of 6, because it'll be there for 6 full years, won't it? And what about the other one? So this is your first payment. And what happens when you go to your last payment? How long is your last payment there for? Just 1 year, isn't it? You can flip that around, couldn't you, if you wanted? You could write that the opposite way around. So how many terms are there? 6 terms. That's T1, that's T5, and that's T6. We okay with that? What type of equation is it? Geometric. Should your answer be smaller than or bigger than 18,000? You invested 18,000 euro in total. You're talking about your future value in 6 years' time. It should be bigger than 18,000. Otherwise, why would you invest 6 doses of 3,000 euro? Makes no sense, does it? So what's your first value in your sequence? 3,000 multiplied by 1.08. That's your T1. What's your R value? What happens every time? 1.08. How many terms is there? 6. And then at the very end, what do we have? 1 minus 1.08. And what do we get here, lads? Throw all that into the calculator. If you don't get a value more than 18,000, you're wasting your time. Throw it all in. $22,768.41. Right. You all good? Alright. If the present value of the entity was put on deposit as a single investment at 8% per annum, show that it will amount to the same future value of the annuity after 6 years. What does that mean in English? Instead of investing 3,000 euro gradually over 6 years at 3,000 euro per year, get the present value of all those 3,000 euros, invest at the start. Okay? So what this basically means is this. Our answer to part 1, what was our answer to part 1? 14,798.13. Get all that money. That's the present value of all of the 3,000 euros. Okay? And invested for how many years? 6 years at 1.08. And you will also find out that this comes to exactly the same amount, 23,768.41. Okay, I'll stop it there.